Hidden deep within the rugged desert of Jordan lies a city like no other, Petra, the ancient capital of the Nabataean kingdom, carved straight from the rose-red cliffs. Once lost to the world for centuries, Petra is now one of the most breathtaking destinations on Earth. From its towering, rock-cut temples to its narrow, winding pathways, this place is more than just an ancient city. It's a living testament to human ingenuity and survival in one of the harshest environments on the planet. Today we're going to dive deep into Petra's history, reveal the secrets behind its iconic landmarks, and share tips to make your visit unforgettable. Let's step back in time and explore one of the world's greatest wonders. The adventure begins at the Seek, a natural gorge leading into Petra. It's an impressive introduction to the city, with towering walls that seem to close in as you make your way toward the Treasury. The Nabataeans, who made Petra their capital in the 4th century BC, were experts in water management, and you'll see evidence of this in the water channels carved into the rock. Now, before we get too far in, here's an important tip. The entrance fee to Petra isn't cheap. A single-day ticket for a non-Jordanian visitor costs around 50 Jordanian dinars, which is about 70 USD. If you plan to stay longer, the multi-day pass is the way to go and gives you better value. Also, make sure to bring your own water and snacks. Prices inside Petra are heavily marked up, and buying from local vendors can cost you twice as much as it would in the town of Wadi Musa. After walking around 30 minutes, you'll reach the end of the Seek, where the Treasury will suddenly reveal itself. This iconic monument, known locally as Al-Khazneh, is one of the finest examples of Nabataean architecture. As Petra's most famous landmark with its impressive size and colors, and understandably, you'll want to snap photos. Keep in mind, though, that locals dressed as Bedouins may offer to take your picture or offer camel rides. Always ask and try to negotiate for the price up front. Some will charge a small fortune after the fact, catching tourists off guard. They will also offer to take you to the famous photo spots you can see on social media that are located hidden in the cliffs. Although these spots make for a great photo, locals will charge huge amounts, around 20 USD, and will get very insistent. These places can be reached on your own without having to pay, but the people that usually offer this service may start to be rude with your party. The Treasury itself was likely built as a royal tomb around the 1st century AD, reflecting the wealth Petra generated through trade. This city sat at the crossroads of multiple trade routes, with goods like frankincense, myrrh, and spices passing through. Today, that wealth is reflected in the crowds. Be prepared for vendors selling everything from trinkets to camel rides. Try not to look too interested, as they will take advantage of that and get a bit pushy. Walking down the street of facades, you'll see rows of monumental tombs built for wealthy citizens. This part of Petra was buzzing with life centuries ago, and even today it's alive with vendors. But here's where things can get tricky. Some vendors will offer you items for free or very cheaply, only to pressure you for more money once you take it. Politely decline if you're not interested, and always haggle. Prices can often be inflated by as much as 300% for tourists. Above the street of facades are the royal tombs, which house the most powerful figures of Nabataean society. These impressive structures are a clear symbol of the social hierarchy in ancient Petra. Today, they're less crowded than the Treasury, but just as fascinating. Another tip while exploring Petra: don't underestimate the scale of the site. It can take hours to fully explore, so make sure to wear comfortable shoes. Some visitors hire donkeys or camels to get around, but again, ask for the price up front. What might seem like a fun ride can end up costing you more than expected. Remember to bring a hat or cap and sunblock. The walk around the city is mostly under the strong sun. Something is also recommended. If you're up for a challenge, a steep climb leads to the Monastery, one of Petra's most breathtaking structures. It's less crowded than the Treasury, but just as impressive. Built in the 3rd century BC, the monastery's scale shows the ambition of the Nabataeans. By this point, though, Petra was in decline. After the Romans took control in AD 106, the city's prominence faded, and by the 7th century, Petra was largely abandoned. The Nabataeans were experts in thriving in a harsh desert environment, but Petra was more than just a trade hub. Their mastery over water is evident throughout the city. The intricate system of dams, cisterns and channels allowed the Nabataeans to survive and even flourish in one of the driest places on Earth. A quick note on the prices inside the site. Everything from water to snacks will cost way more than outside the park, and vendors inside Petra don't like to negotiate as much, and most of the time they try to stay fixed on their prices. If you're on a budget, stock up in Wadi Musa before entering Petra. There you'll find much more reasonable prices, especially if you shop at local markets rather than tourist spots. Now a few tips to make your visit smoother. First, early mornings or late afternoons are the best times to visit Petra. Not only to avoid the harsh midday sun, but also to experience it with fewer tourists around. Spring and autumn are the best seasons, as the weather is mild. Winter can be cold, especially at night, while summer is hot, but bearable. As for dining, Wadi Musa offers a range of options, from affordable local eateries to more upscale restaurants. Be wary of tourist traps though, where prices can be high and food quality mediocre. One local gem is Al Wadi restaurant, known for its authentic Jordanian dishes like mansaf. If you're looking for something more atmospheric, the Cave Bar, located in a 2,000-year-old Nabataean tomb, offers a unique drinking experience. Just expect higher prices here. And one last word of caution. If you're attending the Petra by Night event, it's a beautiful experience, but make sure to purchase your tickets beforehand and arrive early to ensure the best seats at the show. The event can get crowded and tickets may sell out. And if someone tries to sell you a ticket on the street, be careful. It's best to buy from official vendors to avoid getting scammed. Regarding the local currency, Jordan uses the Jordanian dinar, JOD. At the time of filming, 1 dinar is roughly equivalent to 1.40 USD. Petra can be expensive, especially for non-Jordanians. The entrance fee alone is 50 JOD for a one-day ticket. If you're staying multiple days, the 3-day pass is a better value, costing around 60 JOD. On top of that, you should expect to pay premium prices for food and souvenirs within the site, so plan your budget accordingly. Haggling is common in local markets, so don't be afraid to negotiate prices, but in tourist-heavy areas, vendors may be less flexible. Petra is a journey into the past, but it's also an adventure that requires preparation. We hope these tips help make your trip as smooth as possible so you can focus on the magic of this ancient city. If you're ready for more travel tips and stories from some of the world's most amazing places, don't forget to subscribe.